Three major wildfires still burning around Spokane, Washington, with a combined footprint of more than 10,000 acres. They started on Saturday, August 1st. Since then, more than 700 structures have been destroyed. The PIO, the Public Information Officer for the California-based team that's commanding firefighting operations, spoke on how those conditions have changed since their containment efforts began.
And so what we found is with this little bit of wind that's been picking up, the temperature is getting a little hotter, a little drier. We're seeing that it's challenging our lines. And that's why we still have a full suppression, full engagement on these fires with fire crews. We're not stepping back. We're not disengaging. We're going full in on this.
We heard from the governor of Washington, too, Bob Ferguson, saying how this is likely one of the worst natural disasters, one of the worst disasters we've seen around Spokane. And when you look at the numbers, that very well could verify. We've already had at least 700 structures burn, which is more than other fires, including the Spokane Complex Fire back in 2016, where 12 structures were destroyed. The firestorm of 1991, more than 100 structures were here with the Spokane area wildfires this year. 10,000 acres, which by no means is the largest footprint. The firestorm in 91 and then the Gray and Oregon road fires had 20,000 acres burned. Now, we'll see. That number could change some, but certainly from a perspective and what the commander was saying, the perspective that things are still calm. And so as far as containment effort is being made, we've seen that reflected yesterday. We got the update as there are now numbers that are coming in for how much of this fire is contained. 13% of the Autumn Lane, which is the largest. The Fairview fire, fortunately, we have not seen the number of acres burned go up with the Fairview fire. Slight change with the old trails. 5% containment, though, is the big story here. We'll take it. We need quiet conditions. We're going to get them, it looks like, at least for a good chunk of the day. There have been some stronger periodic wind gusts this morning, but nothing that's too concerning, nothing that would be a problem. So the fires with the orders, those still remain in effect. Some people still have not made it back to their homes, uncertain of if their home was burned or not. Where the structures have gone up in flames from a numbers perspective the most, it's the Old Trails fire. This is the one that has a suspected, arsonist in custody, where starting this fire on Saturday as those winds were zipping 20, 30, 40 miles an hour. Yeah. We had a particularly dangerous situation that day, and seeing how this thing played out, really what you don't want. But we do have a slight wind, 5 to 7 miles an hour, though. Overall, that's not too bad. It's actually led to, I know I'm reading into things here, a slightly better morning from air quality perspectives. It's still not great, but it's been getting better. And if we can get that air to move, we can get the mixing to occur, it'll improve. This is the latest check out of Spokane, where we have this morning gotten into unhealthy levels. But you can see yesterday afternoon, we were able to drop down to still unhealthy for sensitive groups. Yeah. But a notable improvement compared to what we've seen since Saturday.
Yeah, being able to keep those particulates more elevated and less at the surface helps out everybody, not just people that have respiratory concerns, but even a healthy person can be impacted. Noting that we do have those air quality alerts through tomorrow and even down through all of Wyoming now and all of Colorado. So a lot of that has to do with the winds that we're going to be dealing with, more of a northerly wind as well. So let's get into the forecast. Obviously, there's a lot of fires burning in through portions of the West. And the news that we knew was going to arrive by the end of the week, but we do, in fact, now have this elevated fire weather threat as we get into the weekend. And some areas are already dealing with those active fires, as we showed you. So this is the fire weather outlook. When you look at today and also into tomorrow, it's elevated. So it's not critical and it's not extreme, like what we had over the weekend when we had a PDS, a particularly dangerous situation because we had such ripe fire weather conditions. This is a little bit lower. However, we are going to see relative humidity really begin to tank. And we're also going to see mainly those temperatures go up. And without that support of more moisture in the atmosphere, that's also going to make things and keep things a little drier. Not to mention, we've also got wind. So that's a look at the fire weather outlook. And keeping in mind, when you go to look at the outlook for fire weather, it's with the Storm Prediction Center. And one of the things we try to really drive home here is fire weather is severe weather. And when you hear a lot of the accounts of people that survived these fires and were able to evacuate, they did so in minutes. So it needs very urgent behavior when you're dealing with maybe a spark that ignites and can spread rapidly. This is a look Friday through Saturday where you have the fire weather watches in through Washington, including Spokane, as well as into northern central portions of Oregon. But notice those fire weather warnings are further off into Wyoming and into Montana and even into Colorado down the I-25 corridor. One of the reasons, again, relative humidity, gustier winds, and we have temperatures that are going to be going up as we get in through Saturday. Tracking the smoke, and one of the things Stephen checked in on was how we're doing so far. What about as we get further into the weekend? So this is a look at where we expect some of that surface smoke. And because we're getting that front coming in from the west, noting, Stephen, we are seeing air quality really improve for Seattle and areas along and through the Cascades. A little bit worse as you go to the eastern part of Washington and Oregon, but noting that wind coming more northerly means we get it to transport a little bit further to the south.
To the south, and maybe there will even be a westward component where the smoke will move a bit to the east. But, I mean, listen, we're still going to have these fires burning. There's still going to be smoky conditions, smoky skies. If we can get some of this smoke, though, away from the surface, that'd be great. But I know that that's been the tough thing. And honestly, nothing has changed from a rain perspective.
No.
We're still looking bone dry. Maybe one of those showers can squeeze in, but you know, a lot of these fires, too, have started because of dry thunderstorms.
Exactly.
We're getting clouds to form. We're getting static electricity in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, but we're just not
getting it. Exactly. And by the way, I mentioned temperatures real quickly. For Spokane, we're into the 90s today, tomorrow with a little bit of relief coming for early next week.